If you have oily skin and acne like I do, you know how hard it is to find products that are full coverage but also last all day. On my base routine down to a T, it is not going to budge all day and it's going to look beautiful for hours. Let me show you guys what I use. This is going to be a longer video today, so I hope you guys are okay with that. Number one, this is the best moisturizer if you do have oily skin. This is the Murad Oil and Pore Control Mattifier. For my primer, I do use the Power Grip from e.l.f. It's actually almost completely out. I do use the pink one because I do have a lot of hormonal acne and I feel like this actually helps that out. I always clean up my eyebrows with concealer before going in with any foundation. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer on my eyelids because I do have a lot of vitiligo there in veins, and then I'll go in and shape it with a brush. And I use a Sephora 71 brush to blend everything out. For foundation, this is the best foundation that I have found in a long time. This is the House Labs foundation. So first, I use a big brush like this to blend it, and then I will go in with a beauty blender after. I just kind of stab it into my skin. I start down here because that's where my acne is. So I want more full coverage down there. And right under my eye, I'm keeping it as bare as possible because I'm going to put concealer there. And when you have too much product, it just looks really gross. For my forehead, I am going to first clean up my eyebrows and then I will go in with foundation the rest of my forehead. Now that we have the foundation on our face, we're going to go ahead and blend with a wet beauty blender. I really want to push this into the skin so that it doesn't budge and that it stays all day. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick. These are actually designed for combination oily skin and I have it in the shade Coconut. I always contour and add liquid blush before my concealer. I just think it makes everything blend better. Tip of my nose, my forehead, a little bit on my chin. Best blending brush for your cream contour is going to be the Morphe M2422. It looks like this and you're going to blend upwards. You never want to blend down because it's going to make your face drag down. Do go in with my beauty blender to make it more seamless. For the forehead, we're blending into our hairline. Again, taking that beauty blender to make it a bit more seamless. For my nose, I'll only use the beauty blender. For my liquid blush, this is from Juvia's Place in Rosy Posy. Since I have oily skin, I do have to layer my makeup with liquid contour, liquid blush, and then powder contour, powder blush because I'm so oily. My face will literally eat the makeup, and if there's nothing underneath the powder, I'm going to look like I have no makeup on in a few hours. So you want the blush to blend seamlessly into my concealer, so I am kind of bringing it a little bit right under my eyes, but not too much because I want to keep that area as bare as possible still. I like to take a little bit of blush and put down my nose as well. Concealer placement is everything. I used to put on so much concealer. I learned since I'm aging, less is more, so I put a little bit right here and then a little bit right there, and I don't really put much right there. Without grabbing more product, I'm just gonna use what's on the wand. I'm gonna do my forehead, nose, and my chin. Then I'm gonna blend right here before I blend my under eyes so that that takes a chance to really soak in because that's gonna give us better coverage. Look how lifted this eye looks now. We're going to bake because we want this to last all day, right? But there's a method to the baking. I do use the Huda Beauty baking powder. This is the light pink one. I think it's Cherry Blossom. Put some on the back. You're gonna need a puff for this. We're going to dip it in there, but we're not going to apply it on our eyes just like that because this is going to crease up really bad. You're gonna take the back of your hand and you're gonna smooth out the powder first so that it's super smooth on the puff, and then apply it. If you don't do that step, it's going to go into all the little creases and crevices of your under eyes and it's going to make you look a lot older than you actually are. The rest of my face, I don't really do that because I don't have creases on my chin or my forehead. It's just my under eyes. While that is soaking up, I'm going to go in with my powder for the rest of my face. And this is a full coverage look, so I am going to be using my MAC Studio Fix powder. This is a full coverage powder. Like you could wear this on your own and get some coverage, but I'm too oily to be doing all that. So once that's done, I'm going to remove the excess powder from the rest of my face. Always drag away from your eye. You don't want to go towards it, even with the beauty blender or the puff, because that's how you make your fine lines look very obvious. My bronzer slash contour, I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I've been using this shit for like 10 years, baby. It's tried and true. For my blush, I'm using L'Oreal Infallible. This is in the shade Confident Pink. Setting spray is very important. I am almost out of this. This is the Milani Make It Last. To let our setting spray dry before we add our highlighter and our finishing touches. For my highlighter, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild one in Golden Flower Crown. That's it. That is my foundation routine.